Hello YouTubers. Back in September, October of 2020, I did a DIY head gasket replacement on my Outback. This was my first experience with doing major work on a Subaru, so as expected, I made a few mistakes. One of my mistakes was having the AC system legally and professionally evacuated. I didn't know that it isn't necessary to open the system to atmosphere at the time, but I learned that useful information right after the system was evacuated. So I pulled the engine without ever cracking the sealed AC system open. It's been 6 months since I did the head gasket job, and I want to recharge the AC system so it's working for summer. Before I can do that, I have to fix the AC compressor belt tensioner, which is frozen in place and can't be adjusted. So here we go. So this is the tensioner pulley for the air conditioning compressor belt on the Subaru, and I'm unable to adjust it. This is obviously removed from the front of the engine. The nut here is kind of destroyed, rounded over. I can't loosen it up to allow the pulley to slide up and down in the slot, which is how you adjust the belt tension. So I'm going to apply a little bit of old school maintenance, and it's so rounded over, no socket will work on it that I have. I've tried different 6-point sockets on it, including an impact. It's just round, so it's going to have to come off by some destructive fashion. And I could try heating it, and heat would certainly work, but I don't want to heat this bearing up. This is still a good bearing, and I want to use it. So the next option I have is to go at it with a chisel and split this nut open. And in order to do that without damaging the bearing, I'm going to rest this sort of metal hub, you could say. I think it's officially a flange bolt according to the Subaru part description, on top of this bolt head that is bolted to the top of the bench here. That way that bolt will absorb all the impact and the bearing will just go along for the ride. So let's see how that works out. So here we go. I'm starting to peel away the nut a bit from the bolt head, or from the bolt threads. Aha, it's coming. And it's off. Yes. So this is what's left of that nut after I chiseled it off.
smoothly. I don't notice any difference. It said it takes from 2 to 30 seconds, and I think it was running pretty smoothly from the moment I turned it on, so I'm going to call that smooth. The oil level is just about halfway between min and max. They don't want you to overfill it. It'll cause oil leak. This is the low side port. Remove the cap, hang on to it. I'm connecting my blue low side hose from my AC gauge set. On this side of the engine is the high side port, actually right next to the compressor here. Let me hang on to these caps. Connecting my red high side hose to the high side. Make sure those are snug. I want to make sure all these hose fittings are snug, and they are. Doesn't quite reach. Let's see, maybe I can hang it here. That'll work. So I have a bit of a problem here because this hose isn't long enough to reach the vacuum pump over there. I'm going to have to probably set it on the floor over here, and hopefully it will reach. No, I'm going to have to put it up on something. Let me see what I can find. Okay, that's my setup. Now I need to simply run the pump for 45 minutes and see how it draws the vacuum down. Right now we're showing 0 and 0 on the gauges. Okay, that's 20 inches of vacuum now. I'm going to wait 45 minutes. I'll check back and see how long it takes to get down to 30. Right now it's about 22, so it's working rather quickly. And I'm going to cover this exhaust port because it's steaming oil, and I don't want it to blow all over the place. So I don't know, it's been drawing down vacuum for probably 45 minutes now. I'm kind of lost track. I've never gotten more than 26 inches on this gauge. I guess it depends on the angle you look at it, but that's 20, I guess 26 inches. So I tried with an automotive vacuum gauge I have for engine tuning, actually two of them, and neither one of them read more than 27 inches off this pump. And then I tried an industrial Marshall brand gauge that's like new, and that read 27 inches. So I'm not sure if this pump is up to the task. I was hoping to see at least 28 inches of vacuum, and I'm only seeing 26, maybe 27. So I'm just going to let it run for a full hour or so, and then try charging it, see what happens. Since it's running for so long, and it's pretty hot, it's 86 degrees in the garage here. I put a fan on it. It's not too hot. It was running pretty warm. I think the fan is actually helping to keep it cool. So 55 minutes in, a pretty fair read on that vacuum gauge is, let me get rid of this glare. Pretty fair read now is, I'd say it's at, depends on the angle you look at it, right? It's at 26 at least. So as I'm looking at this vacuum gauge with the naked eye over the top of the camera here, I read 27 inches of vacuum, and it's been over an hour. It's been on at that level, so I'm going to call this done on the vacuum pump for now. Time to switch, change modes of operation here. Okay, I'm weighing my refrigerant can. I got this at Advance Auto. It has some oil in it and stop leak in it. 13-ounce can, and full, that 13-ounce can weighs 1 pound and 2.5 ounces. The system on this car takes 13 to 15 ounces, so I'm going to be using this entire can and then some. So this other refrigerant can I have, R134A, this is a partial can. It has a tap still attached to it, and this weighs 1 pound exactly, so 16 ounces exactly. It's a 13-ounce can, so the can itself weighs a few ounces. 1 pound 0 ounces to start with. They want you to shake it up well. As soon as I started letting some coolant in, or refrigerant in to the system, the compressor kicked on. Leaking out the top. Set the idle a bit higher. I can feel there's still fluid in here. The container is 9.2 ounces. It started out at 18.5, so it's about half the weight of the container is out now. A lot dripping out of this thing. I'm not impressed at all. Gonna increase the RPM some more. That can is now 5.3 ounces. It started out at 18.5. Okay, I actually did put it on recirculate. Basically, the full fan speed, the lowest setting on here is 65. And after a few minutes, it's very cool in here. And my thermometer is reading 45 when I first picked it up. Now it's about 50. So we'll give it another minute and see if it comes back down some. So let's see what we have here on this vent. Oh, look at that. About 45 degrees. looks like it's working good. I actually added almost another ounce of refrigerant to the system.
Sorry about the sound quality when the vents are blowing on the camera. The system takes 13 to 15 ounces of refrigerant. I emptied the 13-ounce can I had, then added another ounce from that partial can of R134A I had left over from my last AC job. It's been more than a month since I did this. We've had temperatures ranging from the mid-60s to the mid-90s, and the AC system has been doing a good job throughout. I'll let you know if I have another problem with it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to help keep this channel going. See you on the next one.